Hey, what's up, you guys?
¿Cómo están, bombones?
Today's story time is titled "The Ex-Boyfriends from High School That
Follow my sister on
or
social
message me
media.
on social media." All right, everybody. So the order in how I'm gonna tell you guys the story time is not the order in the order that I was dating these guys back then, boys. It's just the order in how each one of them started following me or started like
Adding her
finding
on
out
social media.
that I would sing or whatever. Okay, so we're going to start off with the first guy that followed me on social media. We're gonna go ahead and call this boy, man, Chicharito. So Chicharito was the first guy that got in contact with me on social media. Let me kind of give you guys a background on me and Chicharito. The reason why I'm calling him El Chicharito is because he used to play soccer. I did not know of Chicharito's existence until probably, I would say, about a month or so before 8th grade ended.
When I met basically Chicharito, I thought he was cool. I thought he was good influence. For me, I liked him. I thought he was a nice guy.
So fast forward 9th grade, one day I was coming out of 6th period and I happened to see Chicharito. I seen Chicharito and a group of guys wearing like gym gear. I was coming out. I look over to the football field. Immediately Chicharito smiled at me. I smiled at him back. One day, Chicharito's friend, we're gonna go ahead and call this guy Manuelito.
I remember him.
So one day, Manuelito walks over to me and tells me, "Hey, Chicharito thinks you're pretty." He said, "What's up?" And I was like, "Yeah, tell him I said hi too." This guy Manuelito kept trying to hook me up with Chicharito a couple of more times, and I kind of just didn't want to date no one at that time at Garfield. 12th grade comes around. He ended up asking me to winter formal. So I remember that I told him yes, and then 2 weeks later I lied and I told him that I was sick, and then I ended up going with this other guy. And when I took pictures, I gave out the pictures. When we go back to school, he confronts me about it, kind of jokes about it. And he was like, "So how was the winter formal dance, Maggie? So who's this guy, Maggie? Is he your dad?" Because he looked older. Like this guy was like 20. I was 18.
Really, guys, he looked like if he was like 42. Everybody in the dance, I remember that they kept going like this to my sister. Like,
All the
Maggie
guys were
brought her
trying
Theo to the dance. What the hell? She couldn't get like one of us to come with her? Like, why did she bring her Theo along?
I remember he was telling me that I had took my uncle to the dance. Who was this guy? He was just like clowning. We kind of started getting towards the end of senior year. So me and Chicharito kind of started like flirting with one another. One day, a Friday night, we kissed. And from that moment forward, he just started like showing up at my house. We would hang out. He asked me to be his girlfriend. He gave me a chain. And a week later, you guys, I cheated on him. I cheated on him with some guy that's going to end this story time. And he found out about it. He confronted me about it. And instead of me like either denying it or like saying yes, I got all mad. I just broke it up. I just broke up with him. I just told him like, "Yeah, whatever." Like I switched it around and he asked for his chain back. He started telling this one guy in my electronics class, we're gonna call this guy July. He started telling this 9th grader July to tell me that he missed me, that I look nice today. One day I walked into class and he like looked at me and he went, so we just started talking, and so I remember that he told me, "All right, look, we'll get back together and I will forgive you." And to the inside I went, "Forgive me? I never said sorry. I'll forgive you and
Maggie,
we'll go."
forgive you for cheating on him?
Well, yeah, but I never asked for forgiveness or nothing. I just didn't say anything. He said like, "Well, I'll forgive you and I'll take you to prom, but you have to cut off all ties with this guy." And
the one that
I cheated on, the one that's gonna end the story time. And so we went ahead and we got back together and we went to prom. After graduation, you guys, he didn't come in for about a week, and I remember that I just broke up with him. he kept calling me like once in a while, not to hook up or anything, but he just kind of like would call once in a while. And I remember, you guys, one day I was already like a senior in college, okay? And I remember that he called me.
He got the makeover?
Yeah, when he started being
when
like
he was
a cholo
after high school. a soccer cholo.
Time after, me and Mesher started teaching quinceañeras, and for some weird reason, he found out and he started telling my cousin, like, I see her all the time. I tell her that why she ignore me, getting like all these messages from him. He started calling us, you guys, telling us that if we could teach his little sister's quinceañera, that how much would I charge? So when we opened up our pages, our music pages, I remember that we opened up YouTube, MySpace, Facebook, and he got in contact with us. He started messaging me, telling me that I was playing, that if in reality I was doing this, that if for real I was being a singer, that from his understanding, he never knew I was a singer. His little sister, you guys, started getting in contact with us, telling us to go out with her, that she was a fan of our music. A couple of years back, I got a message, a friend request from him on Facebook, and my wrong was that I accepted him. And I was kind of like, well, alright. I just kept him there for a while, you guys. And I told my sister, you know what, I just don't feel comfortable having him there on Facebook. I'm just gonna delete him. So I went ahead and I deleted him, and I was kind of like, oh, I don't know, like, why did I even accept him? Alright guys, so the second ex-boyfriend, I wouldn't call this guy a boyfriend. I'm gonna go ahead and call this guy Side Boy. Me and Side Boy met back in 9th grade.
I remember that I would always see him around. Like, he's like those little cholitos, like, you know those cholitos, like if you're from the ghetto, the barrio, that little cholito that's always there, and like he's little and intimidates, and like he hangs out with like the big guys, and like they make him like go in and like try to pick up on a las mujeres and shit.
Like steal like from the liquor. Okay, so me and Side Boy had an agreement that we were not in a relationship.
I liked him. I not like for my sister, but he was cool because we would like crack up with him, and like I knew that he knew that this was their understanding.
No, he was kind of like just allí nomás, like I'll see you when I see you, don't ask any questions, it's nothing official. So me and Side Boy, we were not together, we kind of like just would go out once in a while.
It's my Side Boy.
So Side Boy ended up going to juvenile hall. I was gonna go into 10th grade. I didn't hear of Side Boy, I got like 1 or 2 letters from him, but meh. So when Side Boy gets out of juvenile hall, it is my second semester of 10th grade, and I remember that he kind of started like the summer before I became an 11th grader when he out of juvenile hall. I remember, you guys, that I don't know why, for some weird reason, he kind of started thinking we were more than just each other's side boy, side girl. He kind of started like asking more of me.
I remember that he would ask like more questions about my sister.
I remember this one incident. We went to my friends. I would not go to quinceañeras, but I did go to this girl's quinceañera. And I remember that he went up to me. He told me, "What the fuck? Why the fuck are you getting here with guys?" And I was like, "Why is this guy acting dumb?"
Hey, you guys, why are you getting yourself into these things?
He's getting himself into these things. We had an agreement. I wouldn't say nothing when I would see him. I was just side girl. So I remember, you guys, that
he started like trying to mess up her play.
I was going to Roosevelt at this time, and this guy, Side Boy's little brother, we're gonna call him Little Gangster. He started harassing me at school, telling me, "You better not be talking to guys," following me around.
He was getting a little too over possessive with my sister. I remember that he kind of like started like wanting to know where she was at.
At this point, you guys, I cut off ties with him. Never again did I go out with him. And when I became a senior in high school, you guys, I became a cheerleader. He kind of would like tell his mom, "Go take me, I want to see her practice and this and this." And at this point, you guys, I kind of had to get my parents involved, and I kind of like, one day he showed up to my house, and my mom had to tell him, like, I need you to leave her alone. I really need you to leave her alone. And I was like a junior, senior in college, and he started showing up to my house, knocking on my door. Me and my sister had to hide, pretend as if we just didn't live there anymore. He started like driving by. One day, you guys, I would say about first was 5 years ago. I get a message from this one girl, and she's like, hey, guess who's been asking for you? She says the name, since she described and said who it was. And I remember that I was like, oh, that's good. And she's like, yeah, he knows you're a singer.
I remember that, like, when you got that friend request, I remember that I told my sister, wait a minute, is this
iPhone?
And she went, yep.
Because he looks exactly the same. He has it, like, he looks the same.
So my sister accepted his friend request.
He started telling me that, like, he had changed, that he was in prison or jail, and that he had changed, that I wanted to go out with him, to give him my number, where did I live at now, asking information that I never wanted to give you my information, my location, my number, nothing like that. He started telling me that he was a chef, that he was going to culinary school, sending me picture images of like what he had to cook. He got really mad because I didn't want to give him the info. And I remember that like he would tell me, whatever, all you do all day is take selfies and upload and work out and put pictures of your dog.
And then like you would tell her, you know what, whatever, not a big deal.
Been there, done that. And I was like, what is this guy talking about? Who wants to be there and do that again? Like, what are you talking about? I remember that I eliminated him. He friend requested me again this past October.
Chef Cholo.
So I remember, you guys, that I had to lie. I remember that I told him, listen, side boy, listen.
And I remember that like
I'm
ponía ahí retratos and like le decían, damn fool, that's good, you're out again. That's good that you're out of the pit.
I guess he had came out again of jail or something. And I remember that I told him, listen, like I'm married, like, you know what? I just don't want to, like, you know, you gotta understand, like, what was left in high school, you gotta let it go. Like, the last time we actually went out, like, we were only 16, and he was like, wow, it's not my fault that you're married to I'm not married. I don't have a boyfriend, but that's just what I told him. I had to tell him so he could leave me alone. You know, he's like, it's not my fault you're married to, like, somebody that has trust issues. Like, we could just be friends. And guys, I just deleted him and told him I wish you nothing but the best. Okay, so the next one, you guys,
we're gonna call this guy
Pretty Boy.
Pretty Boy.
Okay, you guys, so the reason why this story is very weird is because when me and you know how all my other ex-boyfriends, they kept trying to get in contact with me. This guy didn't want nothing to do with me. Okay, so me and Pretty Boy, I started knowing a Pretty Boy, you guys, back in 8th grade. This girl, Elizabeth, kept telling me over and over again, this guy has a crush on you, this guy has a crush on you. I kind of started having a crush on him, but I was not saying nothing. So one day, Penny and my friend Elizabeth come and tell me, hey, hook up with Pretty Boy. So I hooked up with Pretty Boy, we got together. So, like, the relationship was just kind of, like, minimal. I ended up going to Garfield. He went to Roosevelt. So, everything started being pretty cool.
So, he started hanging out with us, and he started being, like, part of our little circle.
Remember?
He started chilling with us. He was always there. We would always involve
The relationship, guys, started being very awkward, which something I do not advise kids to do. Like, you can't go out either. You cannot talk to guys, you cannot talk to girls. It was very dumb. He was not like my sister's boyfriend, abusive, jealous, nothing like that. It was just like two, like, encimosos, like, no, like, you're not supposed to have control of one another like that. One day, you guys, remember that I called Pretty Boy and I told him, you know what? It's done. It's over. That was my famous word with Pretty Boy. It's over. That's it. Pretty Boy called me, crying, begging. I was like, what the fuck? He cries over me? So, he kept like calling. I wouldn't pick up. Out of nowhere, I start hearing somebody crying outside, and I open the door, and Pretty Boy is there crying. He runs to me, he begs me, he cries. At this moment, you guys, for me, guys, I felt pressure. I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do one day when I really want to break up with him, or like something, like, oh my God, what? So he started begging, crying for me to take him back. I took him back, and I kind of started noticing Pretty Boy. He started calling me every single day, wanted to see me every day. He was always there. I kind of felt as if I was missing out.
I kind of like seeing my sister and him like too much together, and I was like, well, he's cute and I like him, but I think that this relationship is gonna go downhill because it's too much of each other.
He would just show up to my house. Hey, what are you doing? There was times, you guys, cuando él llegaba in the front of Garfield, and I would be like in the side chilling like that. We would go, oh shit, he's right there. We would hide from him because él nomás llegaba.
Have you guys seen nail biting movies like of Michael Myers and Jason when you're like in the party and you're like for some reason it's always like a tit scene, and all of a sudden you turn and oh, that's how it was with him.
10th grade comes along. At this time, you guys, I just started making Pretty Boy mad, jealous. My life became me trying to get him mad all day. Oh my goodness. I couldn't believe I had became that one annoying girl that revolves her whole life around trying to get this person mad.
That.
And like, I would ask for space and he wouldn't give me no space. At this point, you guys, I would break up with him and he started being very annoying, not taking no for an answer. Things that were not healthy, and it was really stressful for me at that time. At times, you guys, I felt as if I couldn't breathe. He started taking me like a joke because I wouldn't break up with him. All I knew how to say was, it's over. And he would cry. I don't even know if at this point he would really cry. And he just wouldn't take me serious. Like, I remember that I would break up with him in school and he would just give me from my backpack and go, One day, él llegó and I was taking a shower. I think I told him like the door's open, or I think he just opened it, or I don't know. I went into the shower. He was in my room. I left my diary on top of some little like vanity that I had, and I remember that he knocks on the door and starts reading and tells me, "Yeah, you cheated on me 3 times with." I'm not gonna say the names, but and I went, and me still thinking, how does he know? And when I walked out, not like in a towel, but I was already like in clothes. I walk out and I look over and I tell him, "What did you do?" He like socked the doors, the wall, the whole diary. The whole diary was like in the floor like ripped. I was like, "What did this guy do?" And I remember that I looked up and I went, "Oh, yeah, you really think I cheated on you?" He got the diary, he threw it at my face, it was already ripped. He went, "Well, I don't know, that's what it says." My mom walks in, kicked him out of the house. I remember that he left me a voicemail crying, saying that he didn't care if I had cheated on him, that he would forgive me. And I don't know, you guys, for real. I was like, who cares? At this point, that's what I thought. He'll probably leave me alone. And I remember that like he kept calling and my mom didn't let me talk to him. A week later, you guys, I told him, "You know what? We need space. We really need space, and I need my space and you can have your space." For the first time, guys, he told me, "Okay." I was like, the table.
Yeah, I remember that when he would call my house, he would call like that in the beginning.
"Hey, is Maggie there?"
And then, like, after this 360, he would call and he would go, "Hello, is Maggie there?"
Okay, guys, so at this time, my sister...
He's going through, like, puberty?
Started noticing the change, and whether I did something bad or not, but I'm her sister, she was like, "He's not about to treat you no way." The guy I knew changed like this. You guys, oh, that one Maggie that que se la creía, oh hell no.
But let me tell you
Yo
guys.
estaba bien calmadita.
I remember
Karma
that.
hit me. Finally one day, and my sister picks up the phone and calls him and tells him, you know what? My sister got the point. She said it's over.
I am gonna have to like step in there and break them up, because he's gonna end up breaking up with her and she's gonna end up doing something that she regrets.
I remember that I told him, but hey, I didn't break up with you. It was my sister. And he told me, so? I told him, so we're not together? He told me, no.
Remember, I
But
broke
you
them
know
up.
what, you guys? I respected that decision. I didn't run to his house like the way he would. I gave him his space. I respected the fact and I just took it.
And okay, it would break her heart and it would hurt her because he wouldn't beg her anymore. He wouldn't look for her anymore. He wouldn't find her. But she never did a scene like in front of him, or she never made him feel weird or obligated to get back with her.
So I remember that I ended up calling him for his 16th birthday, and I remember that I called him and I went, hello? He went, what's up? I went, happy birthday! And he went, and I went, hello? Can you hear me now? So I just didn't call him anymore. He never called me ever again. In school, you guys, we would pretend as if we just didn't know one another. So I just took it, you guys, like that's it. There's nothing I could do. Let me stop making an ass out of myself. This guy just doesn't want to get back with me. Let me just grieve and I'll get over it.
Yeah.
Alright, you guys, so back in 2017, like at this point, you guys, my sister and I had just came out of Dominguez Hills getting our master's degree. We did not have public pages. We did in the past, but then we kind of went private because we kind of wanted a private life again. For those of you that don't know, we have been doing music for a really long time. We've been in the music business. My Instagram was private. My posts on Facebook were public. So remember, it's Las Mil Amores on Facebook, and on Instagram, it's a private profile. February of 2017. I think it was April Fool. I think it was Dad's birthday. I was pranking my cousin. We're gonna call her Palma. We always think of that name Palma for that name. I remember that I did a prank on my cousin Palma, and I said I did like a pregnancy prank. All these people thought I was pregnant. It was a prank. Remember, I haven't been with Pretty Boy since 10th grade. And it's years later, 2017. I do a pregnancy prank, and the next morning, remember, when your profile on Instagram is private, you have to accept your followers. The next morning, I hear my sister go, Maggie! Maggie! I go over.
Okay, wait. There was these two people that still, like, when they DM me, I would DM them back because we kept in touch like a little bit. And I remember that once they sent me a prank and they told me, look, your cuñado, your ex cuñado, and I was like,
because he looks different.
who's this? So I started to lie. I told them, who's this? When they told me who it was Pretty Boy's profile. Nothing, it was just funny. I remember it was done like an April Fool's or something. Okay. So
that was like an April of 2016.
Yeah, request because I'm just approving everyone. And when I came to him, I went, wait a minute. I know I've seen this picture before. Like the profile picture before I press accept. And something in my mind went back to that prank of April Fool's, and I went, oh my God, it's Pretty Boy. I called my sister, she comes in.
I remember that I look at it and I told her, don't accept them. She tells me, well, why wouldn't we accept them? I told her, don't accept them. She told me, but it's because don't you think if we don't accept them, he's going to know that's him? I told her, I don't care, don't accept them. This guy wanted to follow my sister after all these years. I was like, ¿qué quedará? Like, I didn't get a message from him or anything. He was just there. After a couple of months, guys, I started noticing him view my story, view my lives. I would post something in the morning, he would view it. I would post something in the evening, he would view it. And I remember I told my sister, I don't know, I just don't believe it's him. I think it's him. So, me like a dumbass, I message this profile and I tell him, hey, I was going through my followers. Is this Pretty Boy? He replies back to us and tells us, hey, yes it is. How have you ladies been? Ladies. I felt bad. This guy was a guy, nice little kid. I really don't, like, no le deseo ningún mal ni nada. He was a nice kid. I apologize. And I remember I told my sister, I don't know, I just don't believe it's him. I just think it's somebody pranking. I don't know. So I requested to follow him. When I go to the profile, I went, gee, it's him. And that night, I remember I told my sister, what am I doing? So I immediately unfollowed him. Se quedó allí. Last year, un día, yo me acuerdo que I told my sister, I don't know, this just doesn't feel right. Okay, so I know now the feature, they said you remove follower. I remember that I blocked them and then I unblocked them and I just removed them from my followers. Okay, you guys, so this is the last one.
Okay, so we're gonna call this individual Officer Wiggums.
Chief Wiggums. Okay. Me and Chief Wiggums is so embarrassing, you guys. So, I met Chief Wiggums. You guys remember Chicharito? He's the one that I cheated on with
Chief Wiggums.
So one day, you guys, I'm a senior in high school. And it's getting towards the end. One day, I'm passing by. We're going like this. And Chief Wiggums goes like that. I didn't think nothing. My friend Olivia tells me, oh my God, Chief Wiggums checked you out. I told her, who's that? She tells me, he's a football player. Since he was like tall, I just didn't think nothing of it. For the next couple of days, my friend Olivia kept telling me over and over and over that Officer Wiggums wanted to hook up with me. I asked Olivia, how old is he? She tells me he's 16. Remember, keep in mind, I'm 18. He's 16. I told her I'm not going to hook up with him. So I remember that this guy kept trying to insist. And I remember that I told my friend Olivia, let me just give it a shot. But remember, we got to keep this low pro. Nobody can find out. Me and Officer Wiggums hooked up. And I remember that I told him, remember, you can't tell anyone, because I have this one cousin. That's a story I would tell everybody. All the guys I didn't want to get burned. I tell him, you know what? I have this one cousin. He doesn't let me have boyfriend, and he just doesn't let me. You cannot tell anyone. We got together in nutrition. By lunchtime, everybody knew.
Keep in mind, he's 16.
I worked together for like about 2 weeks.
I remember that she introduced him to me, and like, since he looks really tall, like, honestly, I didn't think he was 16. I thought he was like 18. I win. What in the world is this? I remember that we went out. I'm sorry that I took him out, and we went out, and he was in the back seat, and like, he was like, I remember that time I had a Civic and he needed both seats to like sit in the Civic de tan grande que estaba. He was like baby Huey. And I remember that I was so scared because I was driving to the club, and I remember that I seen like a police officer in the back, and I was like, oh my God, he better not stop me to think that I'm with this minor. I remember he would like hug both of us and he would go, bye. I was like, oh my God, what is my sister doing with this 16-year-old? He was nice. I liked him. He was a nice
just a little
boy,
kid.
but he was sweet.
He was just a funny kid. Like, taking me over his house. I remember that his dad was like, hijo. So, since I had to choose between him and my prom ticket, so I chose my prom ticket. So I remember that I broke up with him. I remember that like he cried to my mom saying that he wanted to get back with me.
I was 16, you broke his little heart.
One day he passed by my house. I was 23, he was 21. And he just stood right there in the driveway, and I went outside and I went to go get something from my sister's truck, and as I'm going back, he's going, Maggie, I seen that it was him, and I'm like, oh, it's him, because he wasn't from my class. He's 2 years younger, so we went out. We didn't like kiss or anything. He got my number. He called me like a couple of more times, but in reality, I would just decline the call, not call him back. That's it. We lost contact. One day, I seen this one girl that followed me, and I don't know why, it just seemed weird. A couple of hours later, I got a message from this one guy that we are going. I'm not gonna say his actual Instagram name but I'm just gonna give you an example of what it said. The Popo Garcia.
Oh my God.
And this guy sends me a message saying, hi, I was really, really, really good friends with Maggie at Garfield. How are you guys doing? You guys still look the same. I went, friend at Garfield? At that point, I went, are you? And I said, Chief Wiggums? And he tells me, yeah. And I went, what the So he started like telling me, you guys, like, can I get your number? Can I get your number? You were pretty hot in high school, still are. Like, just like messaging me.
Can we go out for coffee?
Can we go out for coffee? Un jugo. He started sending me videos of him shooting a gun. And I just wouldn't give up my number. He kept asking for my number. Like, he told me, oh, I'm a police officer now. He started sending me like pictures in his uniform.
Like with Lokes. And like showing her that like he was like in the cop car, and I was like,
oh, that's good. Like, you did pursue your dream, because I do remember him saying he wanted to be a cop when he was little. And he started, started sending me, you guys, like pictures of him shirtless, working
exercising
out,
in the treadmill.
exercise.
He had a car.
That on one occasion me enseñó that he had a car and an SUV. Because he started telling me, you guys, that I should do something productive with my life, that to join, like, me mandaba, like, to join LAPD.
I was like, is there a hidden bonus in there?
To do something for my retirement. And he was like, for real? Like, you don't have kids, you're not married? I told him, nah, it's just not my thing. And remember that one girl, the one that I noticed followed me? And like, I was like, I just have to ask him. I told him, hey, is your girlfriend? He told me, ex-girlfriend. I went, oh, is she? And I said the name of the profile that had followed me the same day. Remember, she followed me first, and then 2 hours later, he followed me. He told me, yeah, LOL. I told him, what? So you're supposedly ex-girlfriend / wife, because for me it's your wife, because she has your same last name, is following me, and so are you, and here you are asking for my number, telling me to go out with you, and your ex-wife or current wife is following me on Instagram, and then you're following me as well.
At this moment, you guys,
I told him, what's the joke? He told me, what do you mean? I told him, why is she following me, and then 3 hours later you follow me? He's like, she probably just found you because she has a lot of friends that go to like clubs that que tocan banda music, and you're a banda singer. And I told him, no, for real, what's the joke? Why are both of you guys following me? He told me, it's because there's no joke. I remember that I told my sister, what the fuck is going on
when
here?
my sister let me know that like that was his wife and that they both followed her on the same day, I told my sister, red flag. Okay, good thing is that I seen Training Day, so I know that cops could go into the system and move things around.
One morning, you guys, he sent me a video, and it was cold. It's like October, November. And I remember que él estaba laying down in his bed, and he had like some Superman sheets, and he started telling me, mira, aquí estoy, bien calientito, look at him right here cozying up. And
he started moving the sheets like this.
And I told my sister, oh, hell no, what the fuck? He told me, hey, why were you with me? Just curious. it didn't like, and I told him, I don't know, you were just a kid. And he told me, was that all that I was to you, just a kid? And I was like, yeah, you know, I was kind of like trying to let him know, like in reality, like I don't think we would have ever hooked up. And he was like, oh, no wonder it didn't make sense.
And I mean, if you would have known back then that dating a minor would have got you some jail time, you would have not dated this guy.
So he was really rude. He was like, blah, blah, blah. Like, you're so, like, blah, blah, like high school. There's something for your retirement and I don't know what. And I told him, listen, I already removed you. Don't message me anymore. And 2 days later, he messages me. He sends me a video, you guys, of like an LAPD video. And I'm like, damn. I removed him. He never did message me ever again. Like, I don't know why I would have messaged him. Like, in reality, like, if I don't want anything to do with them, just don't get back to them. My advice is, do not accept of it. That's if you don't want nothing to do with them like me. Don't accept their requests. Don't talk to them.
Oh.
I do not believe in donde hubo fuego, cenizas quedan. For me, what's left in the past is meant to be in the past. I do not believe in reconnecting. For me, it's ridiculous. I don't even know why I allowed these 4 individuals to enter my social media pages. For me, they're strangers. I don't know anything of them. Whatever person I knew in high school was left in that time. I don't need ex-boyfriend followers. What I need is supporters. People who support my music, my YouTube videos, my business. I just don't find it cute. Like I said, I don't find it amusing. Thank you very much, you guys. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe.
And tell us what else you guys want us to talk about.
What I need is supporters. People who support my music, my YouTube videos, my business. I just don't find it cute. Like I said, I don't find it amusing. Thank you very much, you guys. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe.
And tell us what else you guys want us to talk about or do.